All right, so today I'm going to show you different ways to measure different joints with the goniometer. So we're going to go over goniometry of the ankle, knee, and the hip. And so first off, starting for the ankle, you want to set up the fulcrum, the non-moving leg, just a little inferior and posterior to the medial malleolus. And then you want to line it up from the medial malleolus, like the fibular head, right about there. And then we're gonna have him pull his foot up to about 90 degrees, and we're gonna use the moving arm to use that, and we're gonna line that up with the fifth metatarsal at all times. So first, we're going to measure dorsiflexion, and dorsiflexion means they're just gonna pull their foot to their shin as far as possible. So go ahead and do that. Gonna measure that, and a normal dorsiflexion would be about 0 to 15 degrees. I got about 12 degrees right there, so that's good. Also, for all of these, we would measure bilaterally. That means if we measure one side, we're gonna measure the other, no matter which side is injured or uninjured. But just for the sake of the video, I'm just gonna do it unilaterally and just do one joint instead of doing both sides, because they should be about the same. But doing both sides would tell us how much different it would be from the baseline if, let's say, one ankle was injured, one joint was injured, and the other one wasn't. All right, so next we're going to do the opposite of dorsiflexion. We're going to do plantar flexion. We're going to line up the same way like we did for dorsiflexion, have their foot at about 90 degrees, and then have him push his foot down as much as he can. Just stepping on that gas pedal. And again, I'm going to line it up with the fifth metatarsal. Normal for that is going to be a 0 to 45 degrees, and that is about what we have right there. So awesome. Next, we're going to do knee extension. I'm going to have him lay back on the table a little bit, scoot back. I'm going to prop up his feet. Lift your feet up, please. And this just helps me get a better look at knee range of motion. So we want the fulcrum to line up right about like where the fibular head is, and in line with the femur. We also want it lined up with the greater trochanter on the hip, and then also the medial malleolus. So right here it should be at about 0, just normal, relax, be about 0. Then I'm going to have him fire his quad, and what that's going to do is, since the quad is a knee, since quad is knee extension, it'll kind of drop that knee a little bit. So go ahead and fire that quad for me and flex. And so that gives me about 5 degrees, which would be normal. 0 to 5 degrees is normal for knee extension. Next, we're going to do the opposite. We're going to do knee flexion. So I'm going to have him bend his knee, pull his foot up. Again, we want the fulcrum in line with the knee, and the greater trochanter is going to be along with the femur. And then I'm going to have him pull his heel back to his gluteus maximus as much as possible. And then we're going to line that up down to the medial malleolus. Since we know what 90 is, relax, I'm sorry. Since we know what 90 is, we just go off of that. And I've got about 124 here, and about 0 to 135 is normal. So this is 124, so he's right in that range, which is good. Yeah, go ahead and get back in that position. Next, we're going to do hip flexion. And here, we're going to find the greater trochanter. That's where we're going to set the fulcrum. We're going to have the non-movable arm kind of in line with the torso. And then, so we know what 90 degrees is, we know what 0 is. We're going to go ahead and have that set up there at 90. And then I'm going to have him pull his knee back to his chest as far as he can. So go ahead and do that, please. And measure that from there. And from right there, as you can see, I have about 95. And normal would be 0 to 120. So he is in that range range of motion there. So like I said at the beginning, normally we do both sides just to compare bilaterally, and that would give us a baseline for if they are injured, or it shows us, let's say you had an ankle injury and I measured both sides, that would tell me how the difference they were between the two. So that's what you do with goniometry to measure the joints, and that is the end of this video. Thank you.